Sooner or later, I'm gonna be a great camera woman. I say man because women came out of man, so I'm gonna be an excellent camera woman soon. This is real. When you walk, you gotta feel the vibrations. Everybody wants things so perfect, so clean. It is. When things are wobbling, that's perfect. It's perfect wobble. When things are straight, it's a perfect straight. Everything is still always perfect. I'm headed to my sister's Gloria house now to take my clothes that's been sitting on her porch, bless her heart, for 2 days now. And she got me boxes and tape so that I can put the boxes that I have 2 large huge boxes, and on her porch I'm going to separate them into smaller boxes, and still working on to get me a ride to Bordentown. I think it's Bordentown, to the storage unit that my beautiful angel in the heavens right now. Hey, mommy, I love you, baby. I love you, honey. Yes, thank you. So I'm getting all the angels thing. They put all of my angels' belongings into a storage unit, and I have to get my things down there that is not going to be pertinent, that I'm going to need at the moment, and put them in storage, and just hustle with just about 4 or 5 outfits. When you're really hustling, that's really still a little bit too many. Some of y'all out there, y'all hear me. You know where I'm coming from. Sometimes it's just the one, and sometimes it's really just the 2, and you switching up. That's when you dead hard in that hustle. Dead hard in that hustle. That bursts out trillionaires. Trillionaires. So I'm headed down here to her house. So, because it's my deadline. She's like, I can't leave them boxes up there. It's a nuisance, you know. And she has been very good to me. And she got 2 big boxes of clothes sitting on her front porch. At the moment, I have nowhere else to put them. I love this hustle life. So I'm still, in which I enjoy seeing what God has already written in the pages of the book of my life and my story that's already been written. So I should be down in maybe about like 20 minutes from now. What's really roars out a lot right now in my mind in this phase is always different steps, or different there's different steps, different sequences that takes you to that completion. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and then there's an end in every phase. So in this phase, in the beginning of this phase I'm in, it's been 2 days since the foreclosure on my mother's and my stepdad's property, which happened on Monday. Today's Wednesday. So it really stands out a lot to me when I walk these streets, going to the park, going around to get food for me and my baby here, Zion, and my angel dog God gave me for her. I keep thinking on something that happened. My mother was still with me in the physical body. She's with me now still. She's in spiritual. She's not weighed down in any way now. Because when you leave that body, you'll be amazed at what leaves from you too. Thinking, process a lot of things that's held down by the body. So she sees all as well too, which we can block ourselves from through turbulences and distractions, circumstances that happen in our everyday life. So I digress. About a year, not even, maybe 7 months after my stepdad had passed on, and he went into a coma at the house. Excuse me, I can't, excuse me. Yes, y'all heard me sneeze. Whole world, you heard me sneeze. Excuse me, I'm not, I'm learning. I don't like to, I withdraw that word not. Never use words that causes a blockage or a stop point, because it's a hindrance. It's a mental hindrance that becomes a physical one. I don't believe in using the word not or don't or can't. And my daddy taught me that when I was little. Because in all things positive, everything of God, everything of the supreme being, of the creator, happens because of can, do, and will. So again, I digress. When it was about maybe, I'm gonna say 6 to 7 months after he passed, he came to me in a dream. And I'm gonna say, like, my stepdad was one, he's very, he wouldn't be the one to be so affectionate. But you can talk to him, he'll talk to you forever. You know, he's gonna talk to you. He has very good social skills, and that when he passed on, he didn't have not one enemy. But also he was like a man's man, you know, masculine. And ain't the type to be telling you I love you and stuff like that. That wasn't my stepdad. He wasn't like that. He'll show it, because we always had food on that table. The lights never was shut off. We always had clothes in our bag. I remember coming, you know, always had donuts and milk or pie, snacks after we come home from school. He even took me to gymnastics. So the love was shown, wasn't spoken. And in this dream, he arrived. I was like, the dream started where I was on his daughter's street, which is where I'm headed to right now. She lives on about 3 streets up from my mother and her dad, because that's their house that, you know, I was in. And he was standing on the street, and it was a regular Ben that I know, and he came to me twice after he passed. But in this one, it really stands out because my mother was still here, and it was my mother and I, and it was just her and I and my baby brother Nick, and we was living there all together. And he said to me in the dream, when he was standing on his daughter, she's his oldest daughter from his first marriage, so she's like in her 60s now. So he tells her, he says to me, standing on her street, he says, he's like, can I walk you home? And right now, what makes that stand out so loud, because when he said that to me, I remember telling that dream to my mother. And I said, Mommy, what do you think it mean? Like, why he say? I said, Mommy, the dream was so homey. Like, when he said that, can I walk you home? It was as if he said that, I love you. I love you, Vet. Without saying it, I could feel it in the dream. All this love, just pure love. So I looked at him, and I remember I didn't say nothing, and he repeats itself to me and says it a second time. Tell you about 2. The number 2 always represents confirmation from God. Always. He repeats himself and he says it again. That, can I walk you home? And then he walks me home to our house where he raised me and my siblings. And then I woke up from the dream. Right now, right after the foreclosure, the very first place my belongings went to was his oldest daughter, who lives on the street that he was standing on